What's up, Fisho crew? Sammy Hiskey here, and today, as you can see, I've got the fly vise out. Now, I'm going to show you how to make the flasher gang rig. So these guys here. Now these are awesome for snapper, red emperor, all those sort of reefy species, but they're just as at home if you were to use them for, say, salmon off the beach, tailor, anything like that. Anywhere where you think a spiced up gang rig with a bit of flash hanging off it would be awesome. And I can tell you what, in the water these things really make your bait come to life. So, really easy to make. Let's get to it. So I'm going to make it on a set of 3 gangs here. I'm going to use this for up north for chasing snapper. Now I'm going to use a combination of red flash, this is called crystal flash, and also a bit of silver just to spice it up a little bit as well. Now, because I want you guys to be able to see what I'm doing, I'm using hot pink thread. You can use whatever thread you want. You can also use whatever flash or sparkle or whatever material you want for this rig. It really is up to your own imagination. You can go as crazy or as subtle as you like. I like it to keep it pretty bright and really catch some attention, so that's why I'm going for red and silver. But first step, what we want to do is introduce our thread to the shank of the hook. So we're going to start off there and wrap down over the tag, wrap down and go all the way back up. Now with my scissors, trim that tag in. We've now got a solid base to lay our flash on and to work with. Now, a side note, you can use any hooks for this. You don't have to use just your normal gangs. You can gang your own hooks. You can do it on single hooks. It's anything you want, really. It's really just governed by your imagination. I've got pre-made true turn hooks here. You can use whichever ones you like. Now, for the base of this, I'm going to start with the red flash. So what we do, I want it probably to extend about halfway down the gangs once it's finished. So grab a nice chunk of flash like that, separate it from the pile, grab our scissors and snip it off. Now keep a nice tight grasp on that so you don't drop it. And what you want to do is lay it on the shank so it's all nice and straight, and then with your thread do one loose loop over it, the second loose one just to lock it in place. Make sure it's all sitting straight and then start gradually getting tighter until you can lock it down fully, like so. Then wrap it all the way to the end, cover completely. Now that's given us a nice tight finish there. We know it's not going to pull out under pressure. And as sweet as these look, they really are simple to tie. So the next one we're going to do, we're going to add a bit of silver on top. So again, grab a little chunk there, that'll do. Roughly the same length, doesn't have to be exact. In fact, the rougher it is, the better. You don't want any kind of straight edges or where it all finishes in the same spot. You want to keep it nice and natural. So got our silver flash there, lay that on top. Do exactly the same as we did with the red. You want one loose loop just to catch it, another one to hold it in place, and then tight loops from there and work up and back down. Now we're going to have to trim a few here just to keep it neat. So grab your scissors and just trim it up nice and neatly so there's no little protruding bits of crystal flash there. Beautiful. And then continue your thread along until all your crystal flash is covered up. Then give it one more going over for good luck, nice and tight. And now we've got to get to the locking part. So there is special tools you can use for this. I don't have one, so I use my hands. I make a half hitch and then wrap it over the eye of the hook like so and pull tight. So half hitch, twist, and over the eye of the hook. We'll keep that up there. So half hitch, twist, over the eye of the hook, then slide it down. Half hitch, then I'll do a double wrap or a triple wrap on that one. Put it over the eye, pull it down tight, and I use that as my locking knot. Now I get my scissors, trim it nice and close. And now we need to use our UV glue to lock it all down. Make sure it doesn't pull out once we get a fish on. Now I don't have a brush. I did have a brush, it came with a brush, but I lost it. So I've got a end of a zip tie, or you can use a bit of mono, anything you want. You just want to paint all that thread to make sure it's got a nice even coverage of epoxy on there. All the way around. Just this a little bit more on this other side here. Beautiful. Put that down here. Now, because it is UV activated, we use our UV torch, like so, and that will set off the solution. Make sure you give it a pretty good dose, and that will ensure it's all set correctly and you're not going to have any sticky residue. So once you've fully rotated it, it's all got a good dose from your UV torch. Then you touch it, it's hard and not sticky, you know she's done. And there you have it. It is literally as simple as that, but you've gone from your average set of gangs to a nice, flashy, attractive looking presentation that'll flash and kick away and move around in the current while it's got a big piece of bait on there, and that's just going to be too much for a red or a snapper to resist. Really simple, really easy to do, but a great way to enhance your fishing. Now, I know a lot of you are probably sitting there going, "Oh Sam, that looks awesome, it's really sweet, but don't have a fly vise." Well, there is a cheating way to do it, and it's this here. So all you do is grab pink or a whatever colour rubber squid, cut the nose off, thread it onto your line, and that'll sit over your gangs as well. So that's another way to do it. I don't reckon it looks as cool. You don't get the same sense of achievement, but definitely does the job. There you have it, guys. Flash your rigs, easy as. Get out there and catch some fish. Cheers.